Hey y'all, welcome to Megan's Wreath Boutique. Today I wanted to show y'all how I made this rag bow. Okay, so you're gonna need a few supplies. You're gonna need a pipe cleaner, some scissors, whatever kind of ribbon you want to use. It can be wired or non-wired. Some of this ribbon is wired, some of it's not. And then a bow maker or some type of clip to hold your bow, or just your hand. You can use your hand as well, whatever you prefer. Okay, so this first ribbon that I'm going to be using is a wired ribbon. I think it's like a 1.5 inch ribbon. And what I'm going to do is start off with making the tails of the bow. You can make the tails as long or as short as you would like them. So what I suggest doing is just holding the ribbon up to the wreath that you're going to be using or putting the bow on, and measuring how long you want those tails to be. And once you have them cut, you're just going to pull out the wire that is in the ribbon, and it's on both sides of the ribbon, so be sure to get both sides of the wire. I'm taking out the wire so that it's just more, or it gives more of the rag bow effect. If you want to leave the wire in, you can, but it's just going to be a little more stiffer tails. Okay, so once you have the wire removed, you can see that the material is a little more flexible, and that's the look we are going for. So I'm just going to find the middle of the tail and scrunch it down the middle and place it right in the middle of my bow maker, and then move on to the next ribbon. Now this next ribbon that I'm using, it does not have, I don't think it has a wire. But if it doesn't have a wire, then that just saves you a step. You don't have to pull the wire out. I really like this ribbon because it has like a frayed edge, but I will say it was a little more pricey, and you don't get as much as you normally would for like a wired ribbon roll. So just keep that in mind when you're picking out your ribbon choices, because it can add up really quick. Okay, so same thing, I'm just finding the middle of the tail and I'm placing it on my bow maker just to hold a place. Same thing with this next ribbon. This ribbon was kind of tricky. I've never seen ribbon like this, but it was almost like a ruffled effect. So that gave kind of a little more dimension in the tails, and I actually ended up really liking this ribbon, but really only for using it for the tails because it was already like ruffled looking, so I thought that was really cute for the tail part of the bow. Okay, so let me know down in the comments, have you ever made a rag bow? Do you have any suggestions for me? This is my first time attempting a rag bow. I don't even know if I'm doing it right, but I thought it came together really cute. And if I had to make another one, I'd probably do it the same way. But let me know down in the comments if you see anything that I can improve on, or if you have any suggestions on how to make the process a little easier. I did see when I was looking up tutorials on how to make this type of bow, a lot of people used like fabric and they just tore it, or some people even used like old shirts and ripped it, and that gave a really cool effect as well. Okay, so once you have all the tails cut, you're going to just take a pipe cleaner and wrap it down the middle of your bow. Just make sure you're holding everything really tight, and place the pipe cleaner in the middle of the tails and twist it really tight just to make sure everything's good and secure. I was kind of worried at this point, and so once I had everything put together and realized that it actually looked really cute and had the real flowy look to it, I was getting excited. So I was happy with how the process was going so far. So the next thing you're going to want to do is grab your ribbon again and we are going to start making the bow portion of the bow. I should say like the loop portion. So this is just normal. I do not remove the wire out of the ribbon during this step because I do want the bow part of my, or the loops of my bow to be nice and stiff. So I am leaving the wire in and I'm just doing my normal bow method. I am going to make a little bit of a tail just to add some dimension at the top of the bow, and I am doing 4 loops at, I believe I did 14 inches, so like 14-inch loops. Okay, so once you have all your loops made, you're gonna just pull all the loops off the bow maker and wrap all the loops with like a pipe cleaner. And make sure you hold everything, again, nice and secure, and wrap everything really tight, just so none of the ribbon comes apart when you're putting it on your wreath. Okay, so then you can just go through and fluff each layer of your loops and make sure everything's nice and secure, and just get it looking the way you want it to kind of look. And then we're going to attach our tails to our loops, and the bow should come together at that point. I'm just going to take the chenille stem from the tails and clip off the excess part of it, and I'm going to use the pipe cleaner or chenille stem from the top of the loops, or the top portion of the bow, and use that to wrap around the tail portion of the bow, so that it kind of gives that effect that the tails are actually coming out of the loops, just to make sure, it looks correct. Okay, again, I know y'all get tired of hearing me say this, but make sure you tighten everything really nice and secure, and leave a little portion of the chenille stem sticking out so that you can use that part to attach to your wreath. Oh, look how pretty that is coming together. I was so excited at this point because, again, I was scared that this wasn't going to work. It was my first time making it, so I'm glad it all came together. Next, I'm just going to take a little portion of some of the ribbon and use that to kind of hide the chenille stem that I have in the middle of my bow. You don't have to do this part. I'm just doing it because I kind of wanted my loops to be a little more flat. Usually I have them puffed up real big and it hides that middle part anyways. But for this particular bow, they're a little more flat, so I wanted something to hide that pipe cleaner. So I'm just using a portion of, or a little section of the ribbon that's included in my bow. So if that's something you want to do, it's super simple. I just tie it. I think I did like a double knot, and then it hides that pipe cleaner for you. Okay, so once you have that done, you're just going to add it to your wreath and then you're all done. This is how it turned out, and I think it turned out super cute. So let me know what you think, and thank you so much for watching.